Yes.
Just a quick clarification on the Chiquita regard matter. That matter was actually inadvertently dismissed about a month and a half ago, and that's the one where we had that brief exchange where it was mistakenly dismissed. We put it on record, and then the court ordered a default judgment. I think the clerks accidentally put it back on calendar, and I found out after I was here for a separate matter that they logged it in here too. So they took something that the court on the record said default judgment. We're waiting for a judgment about 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Did you submit a default judgment?
No, and that informs the second issue that I have here. And the reason I have is, long story short, is, in the court knows, so I'm not going to take a lot of time, but just very briefly, if a counsel's on matter, on a tenancy matter, then any action that's filed has to be e-filed. And
well, couple issues here. Sure. You never filed an appearance on
it. Sure.
So when I'm looking for a plaintiff 30 minutes after the case was supposed to be called, sure, and there's no name for it, who am I supposed to? How am I supposed to know who is?
No, I'm with you.
On there?
No.
So
I'm with you.
I don't know what the clerk's office may or may not have done. I have no idea. All I know is that this was on my docket for today for sure. 2 o'clock. The defendant was sitting here. And after 30 minutes, we dismissed the case.
Sure, I know, but that was 3 weeks after the court already ordered a default judgment when I was here on that same case.
I recognize that, but right, when you don't file it 3 weeks ago, you didn't file a default?
Sure. Yeah, but not filing a default doesn't validate the ability for the court. You know, it doesn't.
If you had filed a default, the case would have been closed.
Sure, but
when that and we have attorneys that never file their defaults or never file their dismissals, and they leave it on me, then I have to go back in there and either set it for another hearing or enter the dismissal. And so this probably, and I don't have the case open, was not an issue of the clerk's office making an error. What they do when the default was supposed to be entered and it does not get entered by the plaintiff, they ask me if I want to just dismiss the case or set it for another hearing. And that's probably why this got reset for another hearing. That was not a mistake. You never filed the mistake was you never filed the default.
And I can appreciate the court saying that that's something that can happen. When the court says probably more likely than not, the reason that I'm a little bit resistant to that is that while we were here, we've had a pattern within the history of the same case where it was dismissed before wrongfully, accidentally, and inadvertently, and we have back and forth exchange. But with all that said, the reason I didn't file
put the case back in here so I can pull it up. What case is this is
I have the docket in here.
It's Chiquita Bogart 25-00871.
It's a 1L2. And so the reason that I didn't file it is that if I would have filed an appearance, it would have precluded my client from doing all the paperwork. So initially, I was just going to come here limited appearance. I know that's subjective outside the scope of what the court does. I'm just saying.
We know good and well that if the attorney is representing, they're supposed to file an appearance.
Sure.
How are we supposed to know who's appearing on behalf of an attorney if you don't file an appearance?
Sure, but not knowing who appears is different than a case that should have been on record.
The issue was you didn't file a default.
No, but that's what I'm saying, Your
Honor. The issue, I don't see I didn't file a default, Your Honor.
Your Honor, you're talking about something different than I'm trying to.
Had you filed the default, we wouldn't be here today.
Your Honor, and there's clouds in the sky too, but what I'm saying.
No, there's no clouds in the sky. Had you filed a default, we would not be here on the docket today.
Your Honor, I could say the same thing over and over, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying something completely different. And if the court will hear it out, what I'm saying is before, if we go by, if something shouldn't have happened or would have happened the way that it was supposed to, we wouldn't have been here.
Why are we talking then? What?
No, the point is.
No, you were supposed to file an appearance, you didn't do it. You were supposed to enter a default, you didn't do it. The case gets reset because it's lingering. It could have just been dismissed then because it's lingering. If you're supposed to file a default and you don't do it, the court either has to dismiss the case or the court sets it for another hearing. The case is set for a hearing today. You want to rely on the idea that you believe that this was erroneously set for a hearing.
Yes.
The error was that you did not file a default. That is the error that brought us here today.
Your Honor, I can appreciate you saying that loudly.
That's the error.
To say that there's one error doesn't mean that there can't.
You can leave my courtroom. Don't talk about me saying anything loudly. The reason why I gotta say it loudly because I said it 7 times, and you're not, and you want to talk about some hypotheticals that make no sense. I have other people that are waiting for their case to be called timely.
Your Honor, again,
and so you can remove yourself from my courtroom, or you can remove this case. This is over. It's been dismissed.
The court's still talking to me while I'm leaving.
Bye. Take care. And my understanding is that you all are unable to come to a resolution. What's the past due rent that's owed?
1,300 for March and now 1,300 for April.
April rent became due when?
On the 5th.
On the The 5th?
Yep.
Oh, well, this paperwork was wrong anyway. So 2,600 is what's owed,
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor. Yes,
plus court costs,
Your Honor.
and you believe you have a lawful reason not to pay that?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the lawful reason?
Several things, since I moved in, things were messed up. The door has not been secure ever since from move in, he changed the top lock and that's it. I got pictures. Like, I think somebody got raided or something.
When did you
beforehand.
move in there?
February.
Of this year?
Yeah,
Oh, so you just moved in here.
February, January, maybe in January.
You just moved in?
Yes, January 8th.
You moved in February. You had some concerns about
January 8th, Your Honor.
January 8th?
Yep.
He moved in January 8th?
Yes, Your Honor.
That sound right?
I don't know. I think so. I know it was a couple of months. I know it's been months since my door has been
Okay, when you moved in January 8th, the door was broke?
was broke off the hinges like somebody kicked it in.
This is the front door?
The very front door.
Okay, and you notified, obviously he was aware, though, correct, because you did a walkthrough?
100%.
Okay, so he was aware that the door was supposed to be fixed?
100%.
What else was wrong?
I got pictures of everything.
Tell me what they are. Tell me what the issues are.
So there was when you go in the living room to the right of the stairs, it was cracked. Like somebody kicked it. It was cracked.
The living room?
Yeah, well, yeah. The
What was
doors
cracked?
had mirrors on them.
The door
So
was
the door was
cracked
cracked.
on to the living room.
Well, yeah, on the front hallway living room. Here was a front door. The light upstairs, when you first go upstairs, I don't know the side, the electrical's messed up, doesn't cut on.
What room is this?
That's the hallway light upstairs going into the bathroom. There's a door in the living room downstairs that's gone.
It's the issue with doors here, huh?
The door is just completely gone.
Okay, door gone.
Yeah, the door's gone. I got one door on the closet. Right. Okay. And then just like 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, I told him that the toilet handle was messed up.
That
It
was
came off.
Thursday.
We're not gonna talk over each other.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know how long it was.
Okay,
That's
but
neither
you
here nor there.
notified him
It ain't get fixed.
that the toilet's messed up,
Yeah.
so you can't flush it?
No, I can't flush it. I haven't been able to flush it for however long it's
How
been
many
messed up.
toilets do you have?
2. I've been
So
using
toilet,
downstairs.
which toilet is this?
The upstairs one, man.
Upstairs, not working. What, is there anything else?
No, that's it.
And so you escrowed your rent?
Yeah, well, yes, I got the 13. I got the other 13. This is my regular account.
No, escrow means you put it in a
Yes, ma'am.
escrow account at the court?
Yes, ma'am. I got the escrow right, got the picture of that right here too. I just
Whose
opened
account is
escrow.
that?
Mine's.
No, that's not how you escrow your rent.
Well, I went there, they're like escrow, you open it. I'm like, how you open
You
escrow?
gotta escrow it at the court.
I got the proof there. I mean,
Okay. But you have pictures? Did you show him your pictures?
no, he ain't seen them
You
yet.
can show him your evidence.
He told me.
Are you disputing that the doors and all the stuff he said is broke?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're disputing it?
Yeah.
It's fixed?
The second day, is a condo, so the outdoor is association responsibility. So I called them.
It's who's, the
association.
outside door is the association?
Yep.
So this is a condo that you're renting?
Yep.
It's registered
Yes,
as a
Your Honor.
rental?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, keep going.
And the second day, he moved in on the 8th. On the 9th, I scheduled the fix for the door. On the 9th, he went to Kentucky, and they weren't able to come and fix it. They
Why?
came, but they even asked me if I called them again, and nobody there, because he has the key to the house, the only key, and he went to Kentucky.
Okay, so then the door is not fixed.
No, they came another day and they fixed the lock on the door.
But he said it's off the hinges.
The other one is they said this is non-emergency, and they have it in the list for next. We have 240.
Since January,
No,
it's
no,
on a
no.
list
Yeah,
to get fixed.
they say it's gonna be May because it's non-emergency. It's just the
The
lower
front door is not
Yeah.
emergency?
No, it locks
Let me
and
see it.
unlock.
Get his pictures, please.
Yeah, you can lock it from the top lock, but the lower one, the one has a problem. And they put the lock, but it doesn't latch the down one. But you can lock the door, secure the lock, and close it and open it with the key. Absolutely secure.
I don't see that it's a registered rental.
the next inspection in
It
September.
it says this was due by the by the 10th of this month. You just paid this today,
No,
or yes, this
yesterday.
week. You just
Yeah.
paid this week,
Yeah.
but you moved him in there already.
No, because it expired in February, the license. And that would take, they send me the paper and just I can get this payment for the renewal.
I printed on the wrong paper and I had to go, so. That's the toilet, you can see the thing off.
Okay, so the toilet, he's been advised that the toilet was broke. You have a door. This is a sliding door in a closet, and it's broke. This is your front door? How is this non-emergency that his front door is?
I can
Bro,
see the picture.
Well, I asked him to give you the pictures, and there's something in glass here. That's broken. What's that?
It's a glass, it's a sliding door, that door, same door. That's
Same door in the closet?
A different,
I
that's a
took it
different
to-
closet.
A different door?
Yeah, that's a different
What
closet.
is-
So
What is this?
that's in the kitchen, that's been like that, it's like, I don't know if it's moldy or what it is. I don't know what that is.
This light doesn't work, is what you're saying?
No, it doesn't work either.
Is there other lights in this room?
Yes, there are.
So you're able to get light in that room?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay,
I
Oh, no,
So you-
that's,
Oh, no?
don't talk when I'm talking.
Okay.
You can give that to him to look at.
Thanks.
I've got a video also of the light upstairs, just so you know, that doesn't work. I can change the light bulbs and all of that.
You- Okay, were you aware that those issues needed to be fixed?
The door,
The door, the light, the closet door, and what else was it? The bathroom, the
the
toilet.
bathroom, he sent me a message on Thursday. That's not.
I'm not asking you when he sent you. Are you aware that it needs to be fixed?
Yeah, he sent me the message.
Okay, when are you getting it?
I told him to call the 800, but I already scheduled somebody to change the whole thing.
You told him to
because
call what?
never
Wait,
told
wait,
me.
wait, don't talk when I'm talking.
Sorry.
You told him to call what 800?
On the toilet, it's the high efficiency one. I'm just gonna change it now.
You're the landlord, something's broken, and you told him to call the number that's in the toilet?
No, I will call them.
Oh, okay.
They didn't give me a good answer anyway.
Okay, so you're saying this, the condo association is responsible for the front door?
Yes, no. Yes. Your Honor.
Okay, well, then you're responsible until it's fixed, because if the door is not safe, you're still responsible.
It is safe, Your Honor.
You don't get to determine that it's safe. It
It's
didn't look,
locked.
it doesn't look safe.
Maybe this is a picture.
Beach
before.
field, is it south side?
Yes,
It
Your
is,
Honor.
right by the hood.
You can lock it and unlock it
It
securely.
could be
with-
kicked in easily too. 'Cause
No,
it's-
no.
yeah,
The dead
I'm
lock is-
looking, I am looking at the picture.
But
The door has to be replaced because
no,
it's-
no, it's a
the
latch.
door has to be replaced. That's why there's a work order for it to be replaced.
No, the latch.
Has to, give me the
door is
picture of the
good,
door.
latch is
Give me
good.
the picture of the door.
The door is fine, Your Honor.
This is the door, and it looks like there's a piece of wood missing here.
And the latch.
Is that correct?
Yeah, the whole door, it don't close. You gotta lock it to lock it. If you don't, it's gonna fly open.
Well, you gotta lock the door anyways, but the door looks like someone did kick it in at some point,
Yeah, they kicked in him, but the latch is.
because it was
is
kicked
broken.
in,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
The door needs to be replaced. It's been breached. So the door was supposed to be replaced. You should have had it done before you moved someone in there. I don't believe,
I have
look,
the.
look,
Yes, sir.
I don't believe that the things that he's amounting arises to the level of no rent being paid. But if you take it all in compilation, all of these issues are not yet being addressed. I think he should be escrowing his rent at the court. And I'm in order that both months' rent is escrowed immediately this week at the court. Because you need to get this stuff fixed. You don't get to just rent out properties and then issues compile. He's only been there for a course of several months. There shouldn't even be these amount of issues. These should have been taken care of before you decide to put someone in there for your benefit. You're trying to get financial gain off of him living there, but you're not taking care of the responsibilities there. He doesn't have to have a broken toilet. He doesn't have to have lights that are not working. He should have closet doors. He shouldn't have broken glass. You can step outside with your phone. He should have glass that that's not gonna shatter and crack, and it's already shattered when he moves in, and you've not done anything. That's the condo association's job too? Why didn't you get it fixed? Why did you get the doors? No, you cannot approach. I want to know, why didn't you get the closet doors fixed?
Because when he moved in, I told him I'm gonna take this mirror and put it in the basement, which I did. And the closet has another door, like has a side door. And even when I lived in the house, I use it as a to put flowers, and it's not like a closet, it's a pantry.
It's a what?
It's a pantry by
A
the,
pantry?
yes. So it has one door still here.
No, it's supposed to have two doors.
I know, Your Honor.
Yeah.
That's what I told him when he moved in.
But
I'm gonna take this to the basement, and he agreed. He said, okay.
but he wants it fixed. It's a closet. It's supposed to be fit for a closet.
It's a pantry
It's not. What is a pantry?
for food. I don't know. They call it that.
It's supposed to have a door there?
Yes.
So you want him to have a pantry?
No, I will put the door. Your
This
Honor.
pantry's supposed to be there with his food, and it's just open, is what you're saying. Because you didn't want to replace the door.
No, Your Honor.
You took the door downstairs because it was broken.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you need to replace the broken door.
Yes, Your Honor.
When is it going to be replaced?
As soon as I get him out, I don't even have the money to replace it if he doesn't pay. And
Did you put a deposit down? Is that a yes?
No, ma'am, I'm sorry.
yes, Your Honor.
Where's his deposit?
It's in the bank where it's supposed. I didn't. I will put the door.
Okay, the bath, then what about the toilet?
The toilet, we've been texting since he moved in about it. This toilet, he just told me Thursday.
You've been
Okay.
texting
It was
since you
working.
moved in about the toilet?
Huh?
You just told me you've been texting since you moved in about the toilet.
No, about pay the rent. I will pay next month. I will pay next week. He paid the first month, and then the second month, February, he paid on the 24th. He finished it on the 24th.
What was my question? Was my question about that, or my question was about the toilet?
No, the toilet, he just told me on Thursday.
Yeah, when you get it fixed was my question.
I will replace it
When?
this week, maybe.
Okay, so no, maybe or yes?
No, this week.
So the toilet will be fixed this week and the door?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's going on with the light that doesn't work?
There is another light in the
No,
area.
but you're not answering my questions. I didn't ask you if there was another light. I'm already aware of that, and you know I'm aware of that because I asked
Yes,
him that.
Your Honor.
My question to you was, what's going on with the
I
light
tried to
that
fix this
doesn't?
light 100 times. I couldn't just every time I put the bulb. I even brought licensed electrical.
You had an electrician look at it,
Yes, Your Honor.
and what did they say?
He said there is shortage somewhere.
There's a shortage?
Yeah. And
Okay,
and
you have a video of how much light you get in your kitchen? Is this the kitchen?
No, it's up the steps. There's no light on the steps. It's just light from the room. No,
So this is the hallway, or,
yeah.
okay.
As soon as you get up the steps,
So-
no light.
so the light in the hallway to the stairs is what's out. This is inside your unit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how do you get light when you're going up the stairs?
Don't have any light.
you got one down the stairs.
That's so down. That goes
Yeah.
to the living room.
That has one down and one up.
This
That's
one
one
that
up
goes to
is
the
not
living room.
working.
It points to the living room. It's like a little thing. It points to the living
Let me see the video. Okay, is this like, are there bedrooms up here or something?
room. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so it looks like there's a window. Are you getting some sunlight there?
Well, there's a window in the room.
This is a room?
No, that's the hallway. But
Yeah,
the-
so there's some light coming in from somewhere.
from my room.
Okay, your bedroom door is open, so you're getting some light in this area, but let's say it's dark outside. Can you see in this hallway?
Yeah, I mean you can see from the other lights, but there's no
Okay.
light in the whole hallway. You ain't gonna see coming up the stairs.
Okay, the light does need to get fixed. I don't know that it's an emergency,
No, it's-
but it does need to get fixed. I just want to make sure you can get up the stairs without tripping because it's dark. But you should have a door. It shouldn't take 3 months to get the door fixed. If he moved
They
in,
fixed it right the next day. the emergency part of it. That's what they said.
they fixed what the next day?
The lock of the door.
So when he moved in, the lock didn't work.
No, I
It
can't get
worked,
out.
but you
I had
have
go to the
to.
back door. It
You
was
both were
nonstop.
talking at the same time. How am I supposed to know what's going on, sir? No, I want you, when you moved in, the front door didn't lock?
No, it was stuck. So I had to go through the snow, through the back door, yeah.
Okay, and so they came and fixed the lock, but they're supposed to come and do something else to the door.
They fixed the top lock. They didn't fix the door at all, the lock or the door. So to close the door, to close it, I have to lock it. I have to lock the top lock. If I don't, it's just gonna fly open.
To close the door, you have to lock the top lock?
Yes, ma'am.
So, because the door's been breached, obviously. And he said that they're coming and they can't come till May, which at this point, May is a week from now. But when the work order was put in, why did it take 90 days to get that?
They said they have 240 unit and this is non-emergency. That's what they said.
240
I will,
units in
I will.
90 days?
I will replace that, the lunch. I will have somebody just from outside. I think.
Well, I thought you said that it had to be the condo association to do it. How is it that you can now do it
Yeah, I
yourself?
will do it since we could.
Or wouldn't that go against your condo association
No,
agreement?
that you can fix it if you're you don't want to wait for the emergency.
Well, then, if
At your
that was
cost.
the case, how come it wasn't done then?
Because it was an emergency. I thought the door is locked, and the second day I asked him, is they fixed the lock? He said yes, they fixed
Okay.
the up lock, and the door is fine.
I'm gonna reset this. You need to escrow your rent at the court this week. You need to bring proof that the door to the front of the house access has been secured so that he's not dealing with the issue with the partially breached door. And then you also need to make sure that the closet door, because he's got clothes in that space. Closet door has been secured, and whatever's going on with the broken glass, whatever door that is, that needs to be fixed as well or
It's
removed.
the same thing. The door
It's
is
the same
glass.
door.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so then
okay.
that one door is two doors that needs to be addressed.
Yes, yes.
And you all can work on the light issue, and the toilet's gotta get fixed. I don't know what's going on with the toilet, but that needs to get fixed. I'm gonna give you a new date.
Your Honor, can I think? When he moved, everything is working in this all thing except the broken door. Everything else is working.
The light
Because-
wasn't working when he moved in there.
No, it was working.
No,
It
you
blows.
told,
It blows because I know it was working, but it blows.
you told me
maybe-
when you lived there, it wasn't working, that you
Yeah,
had
but-
somebody come.
I put the light bulb, it stay for a couple of days and then it will burn.
You told me already
Yes,
that it wasn't working when you lived there.
yes, Your Honor, but
So
I
you
fi- I
can't tell
fix
me
it
that it was working when you
because
lived
I
there.
fixed it because I had a rental from Section 8. I go through everything and get it ready for the inspection. They have inspection before I rent it to him.
The light was broken. You already told me. So, but I'm not even making the light a big issue, but you can't tell me that everything was fixed because it wasn't fixed. The door wasn't fixed. The light wasn't fixed when he moved in because you told me when you lived there, you had an electrician come. And the toilet is a new issue because he just told you about that this week.
This week.
So you're gonna get all those things
Yes,
fixed.
Your Honor.
And then we're gonna come back and you're gonna provide me evidence that it's been fixed.
Yes, Your Honor. When?
May 21st.
May 21st at 1:30?
Yeah.
May 21st at 1:30. But you need to escrow your rent with the court within 7 days.
Is that including May, Your Honor?
Every month of that accrued, he has to escrow with the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, any additional matters for today? We'll get you both a notice to appear.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Your Honor.
Thank you.